Yeah. Yeah. Can you able to see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So good morning, everyone. So we'll start with the session. Last class we have discussed about what was called as the additive manufacturing systems. Okay. Now we'll just continue with that today. We'll try to understand the much about it. Okay. Right. Now, what we have discussed was the concept of additive manufacturing. So basically, additive manufacturing is nothing but it's a process of building the work part by a layer technique. Okay, we are going to build as we are going to add the material as layer by layer. As we are going to add, we are going to call this as what is called as additive manufacturing, and this is also generally called as 3D printing, right? And some of the points we have discussed, right? Then this is very important, basic principles of additive manufacturing. So in basic principles, first is the conceptualization and the CAD. In case of additive manufacturing, the starting point from where you are going to start is going to be the computer aided design. Okay. So is it my voice is audible because I am using the college internet? Is it clear? Is my voice is
Yes, sir.
clear? Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. Now we are going to use what is called the computer-aided design. So basically, the CAD part has to be made. First is the CAD part has to be made, the one which you want to build. Okay. After you have made the CAD part, you need to convert that CAD file into what is called as STL file. .stl file. STL is stereolithography file. So basically, STL is nothing but it is the sliced model of the CAD drawing. Simple. STL file is nothing but the sliced drawing of the CAD profile. Then once you are done with the STL, then transfer that STL file into the additive manufacturing machine, and some adjustments or manipulation that you are going to do with respect to the STL. Then based upon that, you are going to start with what is called the machine setup. You are going to set the machine in order to carry out the operation. So once the setup has been done, now the machine is ready to go with the building operation. Okay, that is called the build. Then once building is done, then removal of the work part is going to be carried out, and the cleaning of the work part, then post processing, and then use it for the particular application. Then we have discussed some of the advantages. These are all the points. Some of the advantages and the disadvantages and the applications we have discussed. Okay, right. Now we'll start today's session with the additive manufacturing processes. Okay, so please mark this as important. Now, basically, the additive manufacturing processes are classified into 7 areas. Okay, now based upon what? Okay, based upon what the additive manufacturing processes are going to be classified. So based on the type of materials that you are going to use. Okay, so generally we are going to use what are called as the polymers. Okay, now because it is readily available and it is less costlier. Okay, nowadays we can also use what are called the composite materials. Now a new trend has come with the 3D printing wherein you are going to use the metals also. Okay, so that is a bit costlier. Okay, so type of materials used, depending upon the types of materials used, the processes are going to be classified, and depending upon the deposition technique, means how those particular materials are going to be deposited in order to make it as a component. Okay, depending on the deposition technique, it is classified, and the way the material is fused or solidified, because the material whatever you are going to make it to flow, okay, is going to be melted and is going to flow. It's in a semi solid material. Then if you allow it to cure, it takes its own method for the purpose of solidification. Okay, so what type of solidification that you are going to use? So these 3 types. One is the type of material, then is the deposition technique, then is the type of materials and the way the material is fused or solidified. Okay, right. Now this is very important. So these classifications have been developed by ASTM, American Society of Testing and Materials. So a well-known a firm, okay, a well-known organization which deals about all your standards. Okay, all your standards are going to be set by ASTM. Okay, so this ASTM, International Technical Committee by name F42, is dealing with what is called as additive manufacturing. Okay, Right. Now, what are the different processes? Okay, now this is the way the classifications are going to be based on. And by considering this, the 7 major additive manufacturing processes are, okay, the 7 different additive manufacturing processes are this, okay. So photopolymerization, material jetting, binder jetting, material extrusion, powder bed fusion, sheet lamination, direct energy deposition. Okay, right. Now these 7 are the processes which are going to be there in order to produce the component. Okay, so these processes are going to be important. Now, as per the syllabus, we are going to have these 7 processes, how the material, how the additive manufacturing work parts are going to be developed by using all these 7 processes. Okay, remember, these processes are going to be built by using some technology. Okay, some technology. So we'll discuss the process and the technology which is going to be used. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, right. Now you can observe this is another way of classification, basically about additive manufacturing processes. It might be a liquid based, solid based, or powder based. Okay. Now liquid based, under liquid based, depending upon what is called as the way you are going to solidify, okay, way you are going to make it. So molten, if it is going to be there, liquid based molten metal, okay, that is material extrusion. If it is polymerization, vat polymerization, material jetting. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, whatever the 7 methods that I have told is going to fall under this category. So when we discuss individually, we will be knowing how it is going to be carried out. Okay, just remember that. Okay, right. Now we'll go with the first one called as the photopolymerization. Okay, right. Now, the case of photopolymerization, what you are going to use? Okay, you are going to use a liquid. Okay, you are going to use what is it's a liquid based. First thing, it's a liquid based. Now, this liquid based, whatever you are going to use, okay, it processes make use of liquid, radiation curable resins, okay, or photopolymers as their primary material. Okay, please try to understand. I'm going a bit slowly. Okay, right. Now the material what you are going to use is going to be called as polymers. Okay, so it is called as photopolymers because when the light rays, okay, when the light rays fall on that polymers, some reaction is going to take place by which there is it is going to become a resin. The resin is going to be converted into solid state. Okay, so that is called as your photopolymerization. Now just observe, most photopolymers react to radiation in the ultraviolet range of wavelengths. Okay, now whatever the polymers that we are going to consider are going to react, okay, to the ultraviolet radiations. Now whenever the ultraviolet rays fall on the photopolymer, a chemical reaction is going to take place. Please remember, this is this is the basic fundamental of your photopolymerization. Okay, whenever the ultraviolet rays is going to fall on a material which is photopolymer, the chemical reaction is going to take place which converts the liquid resin into a solid, and this reaction is called as the photopolymerization. Okay, right. So please observe this word very carefully. Okay, now based on this only, the whole of this technique is going to be present. Okay, now photopolymerization is the process. Okay, so what technology that you are going to use? Okay, remember, so in order to build the part by using photopolymerization, the technology what we are going to use is called as stereolithography. Okay, so stereolithography, that is generally called as SLA. Okay, please remember this word. So SLA is what is called as the technology which is going to be used to produce the component by a process called as photopolymerization. Now I want to caution you, please listen carefully. In the exam, you may get the question like photopolymer with a neat block diagram, explain the additive manufacturing by using photopolymerization process. Okay, if the process is asked, photopolymerization process they are going to ask. How the photopolymerization process is going to be done? By using what technology? By using technology called stereolithography. Are you understanding the difference here? Are you getting the point? Okay, are you getting the point clearly? Photopolymerization is the process, right? Okay, photopolymerization is the process, and in order to execute this process called as photopolymerization, the technology what you are going to use is called as stereolithography. Okay, so this is very important. So question may be on directly photopolymerization, or question might also be on the stereolithography. Okay, right. Now, next we'll just continue. So this photopolymerization is also called as VAT polymerization. Okay, so please understand photopolymerization, polymerization, or VAT polymerization. Okay, why we are going to use the word called as VAT? Simple. VAT is nothing but a tank. Okay, simple. Okay, VAT is nothing but a tank. Okay, so in this tank, okay, observe. Sorry. Okay, sorry. In this tank, what I am going to have? I am going to have what are called as the photopolymers. Okay, just a resin. Okay, a liquid resin. Okay, so this is called as your tank. Okay, so this is called as your the tank, which is called as your vat. Okay, so this is generally called as the vat. Okay, vat is also called as a tank. Okay, so photopolymerization uses a vat or tank of liquid photopolymer resin, out of which the model is constructed layer by layer. Now please understand carefully. Now you have a liquid here. Now what you have to do, you have to make particular part. Okay, right. Assume that some very simple example I am taking. I want to make one box. Okay, assume like this. Okay, right. Now what is going to happen now? I want to convert this liquid resin into a solidus material. Therefore, what is going to happen now? We know that there is a process called as photopolymerization, which is nothing but conversion of liquid resin into a solid. Okay, now through a process called as photopolymerization. Now what you use what is called as the light. Okay, so that is why we use a word called as photo there, right? You use light. What type of light? Please remember, you use what is called as the ultraviolet light. UV light is going to be used, okay, to cure. What for? To cure, okay, or harden the resin. Cure is nothing but what? Cure is nothing but converting from liquid to the solid. That is the word what we use called as the curing. Okay, right. Harden, okay, harden the resin wherever required. Very, very important. Okay, now the question is, are you going to harden the whole of the resin? If you harden the whole of the resin, what you are going to get? You are going to get a box equal to this particular tank. Are you understanding? Getting clearly?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, now this is the part. Okay, means as this is the part where you have to harden. Now this resin has to be hardened only at a specific location. Okay, so that specific location, on that only the UV light is going to pass. Okay, wherever the UV light is going to fall. Okay, if the UV light is going to fall on this point, okay, now the resin which is present here is going to become solid. Okay, so if the UV light is going to fall here, the resin present here is solidified. Okay, like that, wherever you want the resin to be solidified, okay, accordingly you pass the ultraviolet light. Okay, now just this is very important. An ultraviolet light is used to cure or harden the resin wherever required, while a flat forum moves the object downwards after each new layer is created. That means what? Now this is what you need to create. Okay, assume. Now if this is the thing that you need to create. Okay, so this has been done what? So this has already been divided. Okay, that is been sliced, means your STL file is going to consist of this layer thickness. Okay, now how much amount of the curing has to be done now in the first stage? First stage starts from here. Okay, it starts from here, and UV light is going to pass from this point to this point. Okay, by which one layer has completed. Okay, this layer has completed now. Then again this will come down. Okay, when it comes down, what is going to happen? Now you will have a liquid now. Okay, right. Then this layer is going to be presented. Okay, like that. Now, just to give a much more clarity, so what are polymers? Okay, polymers, different types of polymers. These are all the different polymers which are going to be used. Okay, ABS polymer. Okay, right. Then acrylics you can use, cellulose you can use, nylon, polycarbonate, thermoplastic, polyester, polyethylene, polypropylene, polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC, what is very commonly called as. These are all the polymers what you can use for the purpose of the starting raw material. Okay, right. Now just observe carefully. Okay, now this is the diagram. Okay, now observe. So this is your vat. Vat is nothing but your, okay, vat is nothing but your the tank. Okay, the vat is the tank. Okay, now in the tank you have what is called as a liquid photopolymer. Okay, just observe. You have a liquid photopolymer. Okay, then you have something called as a flat form. Okay, now where the flat form is going to be, assume this flat form over here. Are you understanding carefully? Please observe carefully. Assume this flat form over here. At that moment, you have what is called as a jet. Okay, what is this jet? Okay, this is a curing device. That is a light, either a laser or ultraviolet, you are going to pass through. Okay, so you are going to pass through a ultraviolet light, or you are going to pass through a laser light. Now the fundamental is what? When a light falls on the liquid resin, it's converted into an object. Okay, right. Now this is the object that you want to develop. Okay, please observe, this is the object that you want to develop. Okay, now in this object, if you want to develop, okay, please observe, right? Okay, so this is the object that you wanted to develop. Okay, right. Now first what, sorry, okay, just assume that is a straight one. First, what is that you are going to do? You are not going to do from top to bottom. Okay, please observe. Okay, you are going to do from bottom to top. First, what layer you have to do? First, the bottom layer you have to carry out. In order to make this bottom layer to build, where this platform should be, this platform should be on the top, or it's this platform should be at the bottom?
Bottom, sir.
No, where this initially, where this has
Top,
to be?
top.
Okay, so this has to be at the top. Please understand. Okay, this has to be at the top. Means somewhere here you will be having what is called as a what is this? The platform. Okay. Now what this light is going to be? The light starts from here. Now just assume this has already been built. This is the built component. Okay. Light starts fall on this, then fall on this. Light will fall from this point to this point. Okay, please understand. Light will fall from this point to this point. Therefore, one thickness, okay, one small thickness, okay, now depending upon the thickness, you are going to solidify. Once this is done, okay, once this is done, what you are going to do with this platform? Are you going to take it above, or are you going to come down? Once the first one layer has been created,
You will move the platform down, sir.
Okay, you move the platform down by an amount equal to what?
The depth of the required.
Yeah, down by an amount equal to the thickness of the slice. Okay, now this has already been done now. Okay, this thickness already been done. Okay, one thickness, second thickness, third thickness, fourth one, like this. It's already been sliced. Where in your .stl file, this has already been done. Okay, it is known to you. Slice thickness is going to generally varies from 0.05 to 0.75 in stereolithography. This is already been done. Okay, now in one shot, that thickness has been built. Then you are going to lower the platform by an amount equal to that particular thickness. Then next what? Then the resin is going to be exposed. Are you understanding? Resin is going to be exposed. Okay. Then that exposed resin you are going to cure. Okay, depending upon the requirement. Okay. Like that, the procedure is going to be there till the moment. Okay, you are going to get the complete work part. Okay. Now just observe one more thing here. Okay, right. Now what has happened? Okay, right. Now, if you observe this entity, you please observe. What is this? Is very, very important. Okay. Now, I am going to use what is called as a blade. This is very, very important. Observe. I am going to use a blade. What for blade is going to be used? Now, first time I have moved the ultraviolet rays from this point to this point. Okay. What is that I have done? One layer of thickness, one thickness layer we have built. Okay. After that, I am going to move this blade from the left to the right, so as to remove any impurities present on the first layer. Okay. After removing of all the impurity, then the light rays is going to fall on the next one. Okay, right, upon the built layer. Already you have built one, above that you are going to build. Okay, like that the building operation is going to proceed. Okay, right. So much more explanation. So now you can observe now the build.
Blade is moved on the surface, sir.
Yeah, what, tell me?
Blade is moved on the surface, sir, to remove the impurities.
Yeah, but blade is moved on the on already built surface. One first layer is there. No, first layer has already been built. Okay, then on that, because it's already been solidified. Correct? No, first layer is solidified. Okay, on that I'm going to move the blade. Okay, so as to remove. Okay, right. So as to remove any of the resin. Okay, now you will understand now. Okay, right. Now the build flat, first one is just a step-by-step procedure. Okay, for the much more clarity, whatever I have explained in through the diagram, I have also wrote here. Now the build platform is lowered from the top of the resin vat downwards by the layer thickness. Okay, the platform, okay, is going to be lowered. Okay, lowered by an amount equal to layer thickness. From where? From the top of the resin. Okay, that is very important. Then a UV light cures the resin layer by layer. You are not going to build everything in single shot. Okay, one layer. That layer will be represented as what? That layer is represented by an amount. That amount is called a layer thickness. Okay. Now, the platform continues to move downwards and additional layers are built on top of the previous. Okay. One layer you are done, then you are going to lower the platform. One more layer you are going to do, then again downward, and like that you continue. Okay, by which your part will keeps on adding. Okay, keeps on building. Okay, right. Some machines use a blade which moves between the layers in order to provide a smooth resin base to build the next layer on. Okay. Now, in order to provide a smooth resin. Okay. Now the blade I am going to use it. Okay. Then this is very important. After completion, the vat is drained of resin and the object is removed. Okay, now you have built everything now. Okay, remember, once you have built everything, okay, now all this polymer is also going to be there, no? Okay, because you are not solidified the whole of the polymer. Please understand, you are not solidified whole of the polymer. You are solidified the polymer only as per your diagram. Okay, as per your diagram only you are solidified. Therefore, still the polymer is going to be there. That polymer is going to be drained off and you are going to remove. Okay, this by you are going to separate this part from this platform. Okay, you are going to use some chiseling technique, so by which you are going to separate this particular work part. Okay, right. Now again, stereolithography, I am just explaining still further. The technique what we are going to use is called stereolithography. Remember, this is the first of the rapid prototyping technique which has come into existence. Okay, the first additive manufacturing has developed by using what is called the stereolithography. Okay, now as you can understand, this is the most important additive manufacturing technology currently available. Now, as I said, this is the first ever commercial RP systems. Okay, where the resin-based systems commonly called stereolithography. Okay, stereolithography is the name of the technology. Okay, don't get confused. Stereolithography is the name of the technology, and the procedure name or the process name is called as photopolymerization. Okay, right. The same thing here. The resin is a liquid photosensitive polymer that cures or hardens when exposed to ultraviolet radiation. Okay, this technique involves the curing or solidification of a liquid photosensitive polymer through the use of the irradiation light source. Okay, whenever the light source is going to be fall upon that, this photosensitive polymer, these polymers are going to be sensitive to light. These polymers are going to be sensitive to light. Now they will become solidified. Okay, upon a light falls upon it. Okay, so that technology we are going to make use. Okay, the same thing here. The UV light comes from a laser which is controlled to scan across the surface. Okay, the laser penetrates into the resin for a short distance that corresponds to the layer thickness. Okay, the laser penetrates into the resin. Okay, how much it is going to penetrate? It penetrates by an amount equal to the layer thickness. That is how I have programmed. I have programmed in such a way that the laser or the UV light will penetrate into the resin by an amount equal to layer thickness, so that only that penetrated amount is going to be solidified. Okay, the first layer is bonded to a platform. That is very important. Okay, first layer you have some platform is going to be there. Okay, some platform is going to be present. Assume this is the platform. On this platform, first layer is going to be bonded. Okay, right. Then subsequent layer is going to be added onto the previously built layer like this. Okay, right. Then the first layer is bonded to a platform which is placed just below the surface of the resin container. Okay, the platform lowers by one layer thickness. The platform lowers by one layer thickness, and the scanning is performed for the next layer. Okay, this process continues until the part has been completed. Okay, right. Now one more diagram I just want to give. Okay, so that you get a clarity. Okay, right. The first diagram you just observe. Now you can observe. You have what is called as, what is this? You can observe, what is this? What is this? Yeah, this one. By observing the slash, you should understand that this is a lead screw. Okay, so this is a lead screw for the movement. Okay, right. Now this is the initial stage. Okay, just observe. You have a platform. Okay, a platform. You just start building. Now one component has been built. One layer has been built now here. Okay, one layer has been built over here. Then after that, you are going to lower this. You are going to lower this platform. The platform is going to come down. Now you can observe the platform is going to come down, and on that you are building the next surface. Like that, you just go on building. Now here, this is the method. Now you have XY positioning system. So this one, the pointer is going to move, okay, like this, okay, like in X direction and also in the Y direction, so that it is going to cover the whole of the range. Okay, right. Now just observe. Okay, just observe how this is going to work. One small video, just observe.
Once the liquid thermoset resin is loaded in the vat and the digital instructions are programmed, the laser unit directs an ultraviolet beam to a reflective mirror. From there, a galvanomotor system steers the focused beam to the resin surface. First, the laser draws layers of the support structures, followed by actual part geometry. After a layer is imaged on the resin surface, an elevator system shifts the build platform down, and a recoater blade moves across the platform to apply the next layer of resin. The process is repeated layer by layer until the build is complete. Need quality 3D printed parts? Get an instant quote today at Proto Labs.
Okay, right. Now this is how the simple stereolithography is going to work. So based on the photopolymerization technique. Okay. So please follow carefully. Okay, now this is the first method. Okay, right. Now in the first method, I will just summarize. In the first method, we are called it as the process is named as photopolymerization. In photopolymerization, we are going to use a photopolymers which are susceptible to the light. Okay, whenever the light is going to fall on that, it going to be converted to a solid material. So this technology, what we are going to use is called as the stereolithography. Okay, by this we are going to carry out these operations. Okay, right. Then we'll go to the second one. Okay, the next one called as the material jetting. Okay, right. This is the second process. Okay, now just observe. Now this material jetting, okay, creates the object in a similar method to a two-dimensional inkjet printer. Okay, now you can clearly observe, okay, what we call it as, what is called as an inkjet printer. Okay, now you can observe the inkjet printer, how the inkjet printer is going to work. Accordingly, we will be having this technique which is going to be present. Okay, right. Now material is jetted. Okay, remember, please observe. Material is jetted onto a build platform using either a continuous or drop-on-demand approach, where it solidifies and the model is built layer by layer. Okay, right. Now here, material jetting. Okay, the material is going to jet. Okay, the material is jet means what? Material is going to somewhere come from a particular point and it will drops onto a platform. Please understand. It's very simple. Very simple. Okay, what you will be having? You will be having a nozzle. Okay, through the nozzle you are going to pierce the material. Then what the material is going to do? The material is going to drops through the nozzle, and it is going to drops on the platform. Okay, wherever it is going to drop, okay, you will allow it to get solidified. Okay, so once it gets solidified, it will become solid. Like that, you move the jet. Okay, you move the nozzle in a horizontal direction so that it covers one particular movement. Okay, from left to right. Okay, from right to left, whatever it is. Okay, now it covers like that. You can observe material jetting creates objects in a similar method to a two-dimensional inkjet printer. Okay, now material is jetted onto a build platform using either a continuous or drop-on-demand (DOD) approach. Okay, so just observe drop-on-demand approach. Okay, drop-on-demand means what? Whenever you want, the drop of the material is going to jet through the nozzle. Okay, whenever you want, a drop of material comes out of the nozzle. Okay, now how the material is going to be deposited? Material is deposited from a nozzle which moves horizontally across the build platform. Okay, the material layers are then cured or hardened using ultraviolet light. Okay, now in the previous method, the polymer was already present in the vat. Please understand, in the previous method, it is photopolymerization, polymer was already present within the tank. Okay, but okay, so right now, but in this method, there is polymer is not going to be present. Now rather what we'll be having, you are going to supply through the nozzle. Okay, that nozzle is going to drop the polymer, and on that polymer the UV light is going to fall, and then accordingly it is going to be hardened or cured. Okay, right. Now you can just observe. Okay, right. Now you just observe clearly. Okay, right. Now this is the diagram. Okay, right. So before the diagram, you can just go with the step by step. Then probably you can understand. Okay, the print head is positioned. Okay, the print head is positioned above the build platform. Okay, now there is a print head. Now through this print head, what is going to happen? Droplets of material are deposited from the print head. Okay, what is this droplet of material means? It's again what is called as the polymer only. Please remember. Okay, again the material what we are going to use is called as the polymers only. This polymer is going to comes from the print head, okay, onto a surface where required. Okay, now you have a flat forum. Please understand, you have a flat forum. Then there is some print head is going to be present. Through this print head, okay, so the drop of this, whatever we call it as the droplet of the photo material, okay, is going to be present onto the surface. After that, droplet of material solidifies and make up the first layer. How the droplet is going to solidify? The droplet is going to be solidified on the application of the UV light. Okay, when the UV light is going to fall on this, the droplets is going to be converted into a solid material. Okay, like that, wherever you place the droplet, on all those droplets, you make the UV light to fall, and this droplet is going to be cured or hardened or get solidified. Simple. Further layers are built up as before on top of the previous. Layers are allowed to cool and harden or are cured by UV light. Okay, right. Post processing include removal of the support material. Okay, now just observe. Now you can observe here. Okay, right. Now you can observe, please. Now I don't have anything called as a polymer here. Okay, correct. Now I don't have any polymer here. Okay, I have only flat form. Just assume we have only flat form. Okay, so this is already some portion has been built. Okay, this is the object. This is the object what you are going to build. Okay, right. Then on this platform, what is going to happen is you have this one. Okay, what is this? You have what is called as a photopolymer material. Okay, photopolymer material is going to come through this nozzle. Okay, now this nozzle has drops. Okay, now if you just simply drop please understand carefully. If you simply drop, okay, you will have to leave amount of time. Okay, how it is going to get solidified? In order to make this droplet to get solidified, I want UV light. Therefore, I am going to pass the UV light on that. Okay, wherever I am going to pass the UV light. Now just observe. Now you are dropping like this. You are go on dropping. It comes to the right side. After you are dropped, UV light is going to pass on that. Okay, whenever the UV light pass on that, what is going to happen is you are going to get it solidified like this. Okay, and there is something called as this is very important. Okay, what is this? Dissolvable support material. Okay, when the support material is going to be required, just observe. Okay, now you want something like this. This is the work part I want. Okay, just assume. Okay, so this is the work part I want. Okay, now if this is the type of, please take carefully, if this is the type of the work part required, the material has to be filled completely. Okay, there is no what? There is no gap for the material. Correct, right? There is no gap for the material. Okay, right. In this case, what is going to happen? Now, if you assume this part, this has to be completely built. Correct, no? Okay. Right. So this part has to be completely built. But when you go for the next, this portion, okay, this portion need not to be covered. Please understand this portion, whatever I am marking here, this portion need not to be covered. Therefore, what you do in this portion, you make what? You make dissolvable support material. Okay, now, wherever you don't want the polymer to be present, you supply this support material. Once you build everything, then what are you going to do with the support material? You are going to remove the support material. Once you remove the support material, okay, you are going to get the required shape. Okay, that is very important. Okay, if you can remember, okay, I just want to give simple example. Okay, just if you somebody might have aware that in a festival called in the Sankranti. Okay, generally you might have observed. Okay, in January we are going to celebrate. Okay, Pongal or Sankranti. There they are going to do some sugarcane stuff. Okay, if you remember. Okay, I don't know the exact name of it. Okay, some sugarcane stuff they are going to do. Okay, so they are going to pour that sugarcane juice. Okay, whatever the hot one into a molten one, and once you remove it off, okay, now you are going to get that particular shape. Okay, now the similar, that is a traditional way that you are going to observe. The same thing is going to be taken care over here also. Okay, right. Now we observe, so that is the material jetting. In this, okay, in this material jetting, the printed is going to be positioned above the build platform. Droplet of material are deposited from the print head onto the surface wherever required. Okay, that is very, very important. Wherever required, make the droplet of material. Wherever you want the support, okay, you are going to send the dissolvable support material. Okay, so like that you proceed and complete the operation. Okay, so this is about what is called as the material jetting. Okay, right. Then the third one will go is called as binder jetting. Okay, right. Now this is also same. Okay, similar to the previous only. In case of binder jetting, okay, now this is very important. This uses two different material. Okay, now in the previous, please observe, in the previous, okay, in the previous, we are going to use, we have used what are called as polymers. Okay, remember in the previous we have used what are called as the polymers. Okay, so that is very, very important. But in case of this, okay, right, now just observe. Yeah, right. Now what we have discussed is the liquid based. We have discussed what is called as the vat polymerization. We have discussed material jetting. We have discussed. What is this done? This is going to be done by using a polymerization principle. And polymerization principle, starting raw material is going to be what? It's a liquid based polymer is the starting one. This liquid based polymer will undergo polymerization. The processes are going to be vat polymerization and material jetting. Okay, right. Then the next method what we are going to use is a powder based. The starting raw material is going to be powder based, and with the binding I am going to use, and the technique and the process is going to be called as the binder jetting. Okay, please understand like this. Okay, now we'll go now to the actual process. Okay, in this process in this process of binder jetting, I already told. Okay, so we are going to use what? We are going to use a powder based material. Okay, the binder jetting process uses two materials. One is a powder based material and a binder. Okay, binder is nothing but what? Binder is an adhesive. Okay, now you will understand. The powder materials are either ceramic based or metal. Okay, now whatever the powder that you are going to use, you use a ceramic based. Example is going to be glass. Okay, or the gypsum. Okay, example is going to be glass or gypsum. Or if you are going to use a metal powder, it might be a stainless steel also. Okay, now all this is going to be can be used. Now that's about a powder. Okay, then one more material is going to be there, that is called as the binder material. Okay, so one more material is called as a binder material. Okay, now this binder material, whatever you are going to use, is an adhesive. Okay, between the powder layers. Okay, now basically what it's going to do is the binder is going to help. Okay, the binder is going to help to make. Okay, binder is going to help to make sure that the layers are going to be attached to them in a proper manner. Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, now you can observe there are various types of binder materials, each suited for a specific application. They can be listed in categories including Furan binder for sand casting application. These are the name of the binder. Just remember, these are the name of the binder. Okay, Furan binder, phenolic binder, silicate binder, and aqueous based binder. Okay, so these binders you are going to use. What is this binder does? The binder acts as an adhesive between the powder layers. Okay, the binder acts as an adhesive between the powder layer. Okay, because you have done the powder, right? Okay, the powder is going to be there. Then that between one layer of powder to another layer of powder, okay, you are going to use what are called as this adhesive. Okay, so that adhesive is called as your binder. The binder is usually in liquid form and the build material is powder form. Okay, right. Now next, observe. Right, now this is what is called as your the method. Okay, right. Now we just observe this now and then we'll go back. Okay, so binder jetting, a step-by-step process. Okay, powder material is spread over the build platform using a roller. Okay, powder material is spread over the build platform using a roller. Then the print head deposits the binder adhesive on top of the powder where required. Okay. The build platform is lowered by the model's layer thickness. Okay, now just this first three lines you understand. Powder material is spread over the build platform using a roller. Now you just observe. So you have what is called as the powder roller. This is the powder roller which is going to be present. Okay, right. Now this is the stock of the powder. Please understand. This is the stock of the powder. Okay, right. This is the stock of the powder which is going to be there. Now, when this roller is going to roll on that, whenever the roller is going to roll on the powder material on those portion, okay, this liquid binder is going to drop. Okay, please understand. The liquid binder is going to drop on what is called as a powder. Now, just observe here where the powder is going to go. Now, you just place this. Now, the powder is going to be here. This roller will roll from this point to this point, by which it spreads the powder from this point to this point. Please understand, the spreading of the roller from this point to this point is going to happen through the roller. Then after that, you are going to send what is called as a liquid binder on the spread powder. After that, again you are going to roll the powder. Then again on that you are going to spray the binder. Now it is a repetition of the powder layer followed by the binder. Okay, then powder and then the binder. Okay, it is used for holding operation. Okay, right. Now right now there are various types of binder material. Okay, that is done. Okay, right. Now just okay, right. Now powder material is spread over the build platform using a roller. The print head, observe, the print head deposits the binder adhesive on top of the powder where required. Okay, the print head deposits the binder adhesive on top of the powder wherever it is required. Okay, now this whatever you are spraying here. Okay, so please observe, whatever you are spraying, it is a binder, liquid binder. Okay, where the liquid binder is going to be, wherever it is required, the binder is going to be present. Now here in this case, the in the first one, let's assume this is going to be a thickness. Okay, where this binder has to fall, the binder has to fall throughout on the surface. Okay, now take this portion. Okay, take this portion. Okay, where the binder has to fall, the binder has to fall on this portion. Okay, and it need not to fall here, and the binder has to fall on this portion. Correct. Okay, so like this. Okay, so this you need to understand. Okay, right. Now then the build platform is lowered by the model's layer thickness. Okay, now depending on the layer thickness, it is going to be the lower. Another layer of powder is spread over the previous layer. Okay, another layer of powder is spread over the previous layer. The object is formed where the powder is bound to the liquid. Okay, unbound powder remains in position surrounding the object. Now this observe, unbound powder remains in position surrounding the object. Means what is this unbound means? Now this observe, this portion. Okay, so this is also a powder, right? Okay, this powder is not being presented with the binder, therefore this is loosely present here. This is also, this powder is loosely present, this powder is also loosely present. Okay, but here what has happened, here also the powder was there, but on the powder you have put across what is called as a print. Through the printed you have put across the binder, therefore this portion of the powder is solidified. Okay, then what you going to do in the post processing, you are going to remove this portion, whatever it is present, it as blue is the object. This blue you are going to remove it off. Okay, remove it off from this particular area. Okay, so that is the meaning. The unbound powder remains in position surrounding the object. The process is repeated until the entire object has been made. Okay, right. So this is the concept of what is called as a binder jetting. But in binder jetting, what you are going to do is you are going to use what is called as a powder material. Okay, you are going to use the powder material. Powder is going to be spread on the platform. Once you are going to spread on the platform, wherever the powder has to be solidified, on that you add the adhesive. Okay, once you add the adhesive, wherever that adhesive is going to be there, that has become thick or that has become solid. Okay, so upon that again one more layer, like that you are going to proceed. Okay, right. Then the fourth one is going to be what is called as a very commonly used called as material extrusion technique. Okay, material extrusion technique. So I think we can take this and we can finish. Okay, right. A small portion is there, right? Now, material extrusion technique, okay, material extrusion technique is a type of the process, okay, right? How are you going to achieve this process? Is by using a technique called as fused deposition molding, FDM. Okay, please observe, very, very, very important. Okay, all your 3D printing, okay, all your 3D printing nowadays, whatever you are observing, are going to be done, are going to be built by using a FDM technique only. Okay, please understand. Okay, by using FDM technique only. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, by using FDM technique only. Okay, and this FDM has been developed by a company by name Stratasys. Okay, right? So please remember, Stratasys is the company which has the trademark for this particular technology. The patent trademark of fusion deposition modeling was held by the company by name Stratasys. Okay, right. Now, again, I am telling, in the exam, you may get the question directly on material extrusion techniques. Please observe. In the exam, you may get a question on material extrusion technique with a neat diagram explain how the material extrusion technique is going to work. Similar to that, with a neat diagram, how the FDM technology is going to work. FDM is a technology, material extrusion is a process. Okay, right. So fused deposition modeling, FDM, is a common material extrusion process and is trademarked by the company Stratasys. Okay, right. Now here in this case, material is going to drawn through a nozzle. Okay, material is drawn through a nozzle where it is heated and is then deposited layer by layer. Okay, right. Now in the previous, what have you done? You poured the powder. On the poured powder, you are going to place the binder. Okay, that's finished. But here, what is that you are going to do is, there is a nozzle. Through that nozzle, the material is going to be dropped. Where, before it is going to come, it is going to be heated. Okay, if you observe a DIY kits, okay, do it yourself kit. Okay, so there is one, the gun is going to be there. Okay, if you're a hobby, if your hobby is something like that, okay, there is one gun is going to be there. So some tubes are going to come. Okay, if you press through that tube, okay, the tube is going to what? The tube is going to melt. Okay, and it is going to be stuck. Okay, it is a type of an adhesive. Okay, now probably you might have used it for your some craft work or some project works. Okay, right. Now material is drawn through a nozzle where it is heated and is then deposited layer by layer. Then the nozzle has to move, correct, right? Okay, because through the nozzle only the material is going to come. The nozzle can move horizontally and a flat form moves up and down vertically after each layer is deposited. Okay, now the nozzle is going to move horizontally. Once the nozzle moves horizontally, one layer has been done. Then again it is going to what? Again it is going to come down. Okay, so for the purpose of the next addition. Okay, right. Now very important, this FDM technique is going to be the one which is commonly used. Okay, the FDM technique is the one which is commonly used by what is called as a general 3D printing. Okay, general 3D printing is going to be use this what is called as FDM technique. It's a commonly used technique. It's a commonly used technique. Okay, on many, and it is very cheaper, inexpensive, domestic, and it is widely used nowadays by every quarter. Okay, right. Now observe, material extrusion 3D printing technology uses a continuous filament of a thermoplastic material as a base material. Now what you are going to use is thermoplastic material. Okay, means the photopolymer, whatever we have discussed, they are all called as a thermoplastic material, thermosetting material. Okay, as a base material. The filament is fed from a coil, okay, through a moving heated printer extruder head, often abbreviated as an extruder. Okay, right. The molten, just observe, don't worry. Okay, right. We'll go to the figure, that is better. Okay, right. Now you just observe. Now you can observe now, right? You have what? You have a material spool. Okay, what is this material spool? This material spool generally is going to be in the form of the wire. Okay, right. So we are drawn into wire. Okay, all that wire has been rounded, and that is called as a spool. Okay, what is that I am going to do? I am going to check the spool. Okay, I am going to send the spool through where? Through the nozzle. At the end of the nozzle, what is that I am going to use? Okay, this is going to be a heating element. Okay, I am going to have an heater here. Okay, that heater is going to heat this wire. Okay, now the material and all we'll discuss later. Just remember, okay, some polymer wire, okay, ABS plastic or PVC plastic wire. Okay, this PVC plastic has come here into the heated element. Now it has been heated. Okay, now once it has heated, now what is going to happen now? What is going to comes out now? The material, the solid material, now it is going to become what? Liquidous material. Now just observe, now you can observe, now this is how it is going to be. Now it just form as a layer. Okay, now it is just like the punching. Okay, you are punching through one the mold, and if you just press it, okay, so slowly you are going to get the material out from that particular nozzle. Okay, now the material has comes from the nozzle. Now you direct this. Okay, you direct this the extruder in the different direction, horizontal direction. Now here, what is that? From here it has started. I will go like this. Okay, after I have finished with this, then again I am going to come in this fashion. So that I'll go like this. Just observe. I have gone like this. Okay. Then again I am going to come like this. Okay. Then in a U shape. Okay, in a U shape. Okay, I am going to process. Okay. Right. Now this is the thing. Now here I will give a support material. In this support material, I will not going to make this heating element to be present. Okay. So this is the basic understanding of what is called as your the FDM technique. Okay, now just observe. The filament is fed from a coil. The filament is fed from a coil through a moving heated printer extruder head. Okay, now there is a moving heated printer extruder head, which is called as an extruder. Okay, through the extruder, the filament is fed. Okay, from a coil. Now the molten material. Okay, very important. This what we have used. We have used a heating element, and this heating element will convert that filament which is fed from the coil into a molten material. So molten material is forced out of the nozzle. Okay, molten material forced out of the nozzle and is deposited onto a 3D printing platform. Okay, once the first layer is completed, the extruder and the platform are parted away. Okay, once the first layer is completed, the extruder and the platform are parted away in one step, and the second layer can then be directly deposited onto the growing workpiece. Okay, now what it means is, for the first layer there should be a support. For the first layer there should be a support. Now that is called as your build platform. On this you have built one particular layer. Okay, now that is become solidified. Now once after it has solidified, further building is going to be occurred. Okay, further building is going to be occurred on the first layer. Like that you just go on. Okay, now it is just passing the area through this filament. Okay, right. Now yeah, what type of material is very important? The extruder head is moved under computer control. At least 3 axes are required for the extruder to move in the Cartesian architecture. Means Cartesian means you should have X, you should have what is called as Y, and you should have what is called as Z. Okay, right. So the extruder should move in X direction, Y direction, and up and down is going to be Z direction. Okay. Now, what are the materials that you are going to use is called as what are called as the thermoplastics. Okay, thermoplastics. So generally you might have observed acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. Okay, so largely we are going to use by a word called as ABS. Okay, so ABS plastic we are going to use. Okay, ABS plastic, PLA. Okay, polyurethane. Okay, and polyamide. Okay, and these are all the generally called as nylon. Okay, these are all the material what you are going to use. Okay, now nowadays the FDM technique is the one which is very commonly used. Okay, right. Now these are the something which is going to be there. Okay, right. Now these are the 4 different techniques I just thought to complete today. Okay, so we'll just stop at this stage, and I request all of you to enter your USN number. Right. Now the 4 technique what we have discussed was the photopolymerization, the first one. In case of photopolymerization, the photopolymers are going to be converted into a solid state upon the light which is going to fall upon that. That is, when a UV light is going to fall upon that, it is going to be get cured. That is a basic process. Then the second method what we have discussed was called as the material jetting. In material jetting, it is going to be a drop on demand approach. Okay, that is DOD approach. Okay, and then we have discussed what is called binder jetting. In binder jetting, we have used powder material and also what is called as a binder material. Okay, and last one is what is called as your material extrusion technique. Here we are having what is called as the FDM, it is fused deposition modeling. In this case, so some filament is going to be run through. Okay, filament is the filament which is going to be in the circular fashion. Okay, right, is going to run through the nozzle and heated. Okay, the filament is heated. When the filament is heated, it is going to be converted into molten state, and it is going to drop onto the surface of the platform. Okay, so wherever you want, you make the filament to drop. Okay, and allow it to solidify, and upon that you build. So FDM is the commonly used technique in the additive manufacturing. Okay, right. So this is the diagram. The commonly used materials are the plastic material, PVC, PA, okay, polypropylene, polyurethane, okay, or ABS plastic. Okay, so this is the diagram what is going to be interesting. Okay, right. So I think that's sufficient for today. Okay, so I'll just take leave. Okay, so right, all of you please enter your USN number in the chat box. Yeah. Okay. Right. Tell me. Yeah. Tell me.
So how the subjective exam is going to be conducted?
How the
Subjective exam.
subjective exam means?